Hey guys, this is the Mid-Age Gamer for a post-Memorial Day 2012 impromptu report. Uh, okay, just try to do a little midweek Battlefield 3 playing game session there, and well, all I can say is some days it sucks to be a BF3 player. Why? Two words: cheaters and campers. Look, BF3 was supposed to be designed so nobody could live too long without moving at some point. Yes, there's exceptions like snipers, support guys with mortars, etc. That's not what I'm getting at. No, I'm irritated at the guys who hide out half the game in a building waiting for someone to come get a flag, then spring on them. Yes, there is such a thing as defending a flag and even a bonus for it. Yes, it's perfectly legit to sneak up and knife somebody who doesn't see you, even though it's annoying. I hear lots of experienced players bitching and moaning about the word camping. It's almost cliche or misused, as they say. Hey, I've been accused of camping myself. Of course, I was manning a stationary gun emplacement and firing at aircraft at the time, but that's obviously not the definition. Look, if you want to know if you're a camper, the definition is pretty simple as I see it. 1. If you spend most of the game hidden at one flag waiting for someone to approach, or 2. If you come out of your hiding place only to refresh the M15 AT Claymore mines that blew up the poor guy in the Jeep who dared come to your flag, or 3. If your stats are heavy on C4 kills and you have 10 medals for flag defense, you're a camper. Look, it's gaming the game and it ruins it for everybody. Of course, I've said that before and nobody cares. I will admit, however, when I blast through a wall with a tank and send you to respawn Heavenland, it's very satisfying. But if you're a camper, you'll either quit the server or you'll do it again until someone else figures out your game. There's lots of dark spots and places to hide in BF3, depending on the map, of course. And unless you somehow procure night vision goggles while on foot, you'll never see them coming. I recently had to prove this to a new player in one of my less favored maps, Noshar Canals, however the hell you pronounce it. Looks like nose hair canals to me, but eh. Anyway, I hate this map. That and Tehran Highway. I hate them both for the same reason. It's camper heaven. This guy was about half my rank, but managed to take me out 3 times in about 10 minutes by doing what? Say it with me now. Camping. First he hid in a Jeep in the garage until someone went for the flag, then he opened up. There's no defense as this guy was far enough away from the flag to be obscured. Hey, for a sniper this is standard fare. You lie in wait, someone comes along, you put a hole in their head. But for an assault guy, it's just camping. That's another hint, by the way. You shouldn't be lying in wait for anyone unless you're a sniper or someone's attacking your home base, which is against the rules, but there's a hack to allow that if you look hard enough on Google. Anyway, this guy actually managed to move on to another flag a little further along in the game where he manned yet another Jeep waiting for someone to come along. He got me once. Hey, I got him in the chat about that. He protested and said, I wasn't camping. I said, really? Okay. And then without him knowing it, I jumped in a Jeep and rushed him, and look at that. He took me out again. Because what was he doing? He was camping. You know, really, camping? You're not camping? Like, you know, if someone's attacking you, they're coming right at you. If your excuse is, well, I was being attacked by somebody, I had to attack back. Oh, really? And you're still there and they're still attacking, that's your excuse? Leave! Okay, tank versus Jeep? Pretty bad odds. 50 cal is nice, but it ain't going to take out the armor of an M1A2. Not going to happen. That's just common sense, of course, unless you found an invincibility hack. Speaking of hacks, of which I'm sure invincibility is one, I've fed more than one player on foot an M1 tank round and he didn't die. Want reality? Ask how many people survive a direct hit on their body from a 120 millimeter round. Pretty sure it's zero. So unless it's a hack, it's not reality, EA. That's my little aside, if you didn't guess. Yes, there's a fine line between defending a flag and camping, but I use a basic rule of thumb. If you get a flag, only defend it if it's immediately in danger. Otherwise, move on and help your team. After all, you are playing assault, right? Leave the lying in wait to the snipers and mortar teams. Oh, and by the way, there's a special kind of camper that's earned its place in hell. I call them the C4 ambush camper. These campers could care less about team goals. They only care about getting to the next unlock. Worse, they're hard to defend against, if not impossible. Let me tell you, I'm not the greatest BF3 player in the world, but I have multiple Armored Warfare ribbons. You don't get there at those unless you kill things, and you kill a lot of them. And I can't tell you how many times one of these miscreants have blown up my tank simply because you never know they're there. You can't see them as they crawl up, and you can't hear them place the C4. I mean, at least if an engineer takes your tank out with a repair torch, you can hear the sizzle. C4 is a legitimate weapon, I admit that. And I've seen some creative uses, such as packing a Jeep with it and ghost riding it into a tank before setting off the C4 charges. Let me tell you something, it's more effective than a javelin hit. Sneaking up on someone, trying to get a flag, knowing that you can't be seen because in a tank you don't see them, may not be against the rules, but it's not good gaming either. It's gaming the game. But it's human nature to game it, isn't it? Which leads to my next topic, cheating. You know, I've bemoaned the evils of cheating before, but it seems the cheats are way ahead of EA and DICE in BF3. Take a look at the screen captures I put at the end of the video. In seconds, with a simple search, I found 3 sites actively selling BF3 hacks, and some of them even come with guarantees. That's pretty brazen. I have about 10 favorite servers that I play on because it usually contains a good mix of players of varied skill levels. It's how I've leveled up with less than 100 hours in the game. So when someone has a cheat going, it's pretty obvious. You know, the one-shot, one-kill hack or insta-kill, the aimbot, the famous aimbot, and the auto attack are pretty obvious within a few minutes of joining the server. Now, I'll admit this, the auto attack is interesting, as it could stop you from being knifed from behind, which we've all experienced, and let's face it, it sucks, and it is virtually indefensible. A knife attack, still, okay, to the topic. It's gaming the game, it's defeating the design, even if it's a bad design. You know, I play these games on my favorite servers. Some nights just suck worse than others. You know, I see plenty of chat traffic in it that says stuff like, you know, player banned for game hack, you know, 09933840 or banned for aimbot 340, whatever. You know, glad Punkbuster got around to it, but in the meantime, I've been taken out 5 times, and my stats don't care that someone did it with a cheat. Believe me, I play straight up, and I wouldn't have the achievements I do if I couldn't play the game. Why EA or DICE doesn't pursue legal action and appears to take a passive stance against an issue like this is, I don't know. It's a prevalent problem. It's a mystery. They don't pay any attention to it, or at least they don't seem to. With the release of the shortcut kits, which equate to little more than a legitimized stat hack to open up more equipment, the problem has only gotten worse. It almost seems like a case of if you can't beat them, join them. What else could explain the apparent lack of attention to an obvious issue, aka my examples of cheap hawking sites? First, the shortcut kits, which I've already admitted to taking advantage of myself, just to stay in a level playing field. Now we have an apparent lack of interest to pursue enterprises that exist just to cheat the game. Of course, if you get banned, your game is useless. If you're hardcore enough, though, you'll just buy another copy, use a free email account to register it, and ka-ching for EA. Maybe that's the idea. because the cheating problem doesn't seem to be getting any better, and the response to it is little more than lip service. Oh well, I guess there's always Modern Warfare 3 co-op, right? That's it for this midweek report, and have a good rest of the week, and hope you had a good Memorial Day. I'm out.